Pretty good scenery. Rock sensation David Lee Roth has certainly got something that sizzles. All I can say to you is lock up your daughters, your sisters, even your grandmothers. Of course, he is here. Would you please welcome Diamond David Lee Roth. Welcome, Dave.
Woo, good to be here.
Now, was I unfair? Was I unfair saying lock up your grandmothers as well, just the daughters and the wives?
No, you got to lock up everybody in that film. That's the key to it, is that the tourists are coming looking for all the stereotypes and the typical Hollywood and the glamour. So we send everybody up. We send the guys as well as the gals, and everybody in that picture thinks they're first place, and you know they're not.
It was meant to be a spoof. It was meant to be, I mean, for a heavy metal rocker like yourself to come out with Californian Girl.
Well, you know, we came out with this, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and the lifespan of it has been, when the music is good, it stays good, regardless. You change the chassis a little bit, make it 1980s, you know, and putting the film work together, which is something we've been doing here for a number of years as well. Had a lot of impact, I guess.
The latest album is David Lee Roth, Skyscraper. Skyscraper. Now, it's not your regular skyscraper. In fact, it's doing what you, if you don't do it best, you certainly like to do, is climbing rocks.
Well, my enthusiasm for this kind of thing goes way beyond my abilities. And I don't think it's so much that I do so much. It's that you get very used to a lot of performers in any kind of music joining the Elvis fan club, you know.
What does that mean?
Well, you don't want to end up like Elvis and die face down poisoned by a banana split, you know. Like hotel room.
I guess you could put it like that.
And then,
but where's this footage? Where's this?
This was shot up in Northern California, about 4 hours from the house, in Yosemite Valley. That's the West Buttress apron of El Capitan. It's a big stone.
Big stone indeed. What's the attraction, Dave?
A little bit of the outdoors. It's has nothing to do with music. The people that I climb with live out of the backs of their station wagons for $3,000 a year. They're purists, and you don't find a whole lot of that in the music biz, and I take a lot of inspiration from that. Keeps me honest.
I read a lot about the adventurer, David Lee Roth, the adventurer. I mean, apart from that, your jungle trails, Papua New Guinea, Amazon.
I like to read. I like to read books. I read comic books. Whenever I used to see the movies, you know, and go with my pop to the movies when I was very young, I didn't want to be an actor. I wanted to really go to Arabia. So now we have the time to do it.
Is it, I mean, rock and roll gives you the time to do it, or do you need to do it?
Well, you got to plan ahead. And also, you know, if you don't place yourself geographically, if you don't go out there, what are you going to sing about? Again, you know, you're going to join the Keith Richards fan club.
They're well-known fan clubs, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, those are the rule rather than the exception. Don't get me wrong, you know, I just get up a little earlier so we can accomplish as much as we can dream up and still drink the beer that my body needs, Ray.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Now, I read as well. I mean, do you get up at 4 o'clock? Do you do martial arts? Do you do exercise? Do you run?
Well, it's all balanced. A lot of times, yeah, I'm up at dawn. I get up at 5, 6. I bring my bicycles with me on the road. You know, I tie the hair up under the hat. You know, you can't dress like Little Richard and sail down the middle of Main Street and go, hi, how come they're looking at me, right? You know, but, yeah, we get out there. We've been camping up at Arapalis just outside of Melbourne. I was going to say 5.5 hours outside of Melbourne. That's if you don't know how to drive on the left-hand side of the road.
Is that that's been a problem, has it?
It added, I believe it's an extra 2.5 hours. That's...
We talked to the California Girls, that clip there. You said, you quoted as saying at one stage that the kind of women I spend my time with are almost the opposite of the ones you see in my videos.
What you see in the videos are the classic stereotypic. And you put that kind of a character under the same sarcastic eye, same kind of sarcastic lens in the microscope as all the other characters. I play the part of Buck Picasso, my own 500-pound manager, you know. And hey, it's healthy. It's good to be have a little of that there. The kind of women that I like are, yeah, very much the opposite of that. I like women who are strong, who have good, strong spirit, who have that same kind of fury, same kind of sense of humor, and who want to go on to do their own things as well, not servants. And you see a lot of that in rock videos. So, hey, let's show it up for what it is.
Would you describe yourself, David, as a one-woman man?
Absolutely.
At a time.
I don't know. I was going to make a joke about per time zone or something.
Now, the video clip, you produce them, you direct them, you
Oh,
star
yeah.
them?
My partner Pete Angels and I started out. We are the Picasso brothers, and when you say the word Picasso, that suggests fine art, and when you add the word brothers to it, that makes it more like pizza delivery, you know. And what we do is kind of a combination in there, you know. And we started out making these clips 9 years ago as a precedent move towards making, you know, legitimate films, or as legitimate as these kind of characters will let you go.
So, but I get the impression that you sit back there and with your buddies, you sit back there and say, hey, this is ridiculous. I mean, they pay me for all this. This is, let's just keep sending up and keep peddling whatever they'll pay the money.
I don't know.
It's a game.
You know, that's, if you think about that kind of thing, I found, and this is just my own personal path here, if I think about that sort of a thing, you know, it's like, zoom, it goes by. And if you're busy looking in the rear view mirror and thinking about it as it goes by, you're not following the hood ornament. And I figured rear view mirror is just so you can set it and see how good you look while you're getting somewhere.
Did you understand that? Do you want to just run that by me again?
Well, here comes the miracle of VCR, huh?
But it is a game, isn't it? Obviously, rock and roll, to be, you've just turned 33, to be 33, or Mick Jagger at 46 or something, and still having the mob out there, still having a good time.
It's show business. Classic, traditional show biz. It's the same thing as pulling up the horse cart and opening up the back, and you make the music, and you make some show. Same thing as Broadway. Same thing as tap dance. Same thing as Vegas and television variety. All of that's mixed in. You call it rock and roll, that's pretty big sweep now. It goes from Springsteen to heavy metal and, you know, all the old classics, the Beatle tunes mixed in the middle there, and that's just the first song.
Well, that's the video. Now, what can, this is your first Australian tour, what can Aussie crowds expect?
Beg your pardon?
What can Australian crowds expect?
Whatever you expect, it ain't that. It's, it's a combination of things. You know, you get what you'll see on the videos, you get what you hear on the record, but you get a whole lot more. You know, when you see it face to face, nothing beats live music. Isn't that right, fellas? Is that? It's the truth. But
again, reading about you, I've not seen a live show, of course, of yours, but special effects are very important. It's not simply David Lee Roth up there going crazy.
Well, it's not laser beams. It's not hydraulics. You know, when you buy a toy and you have somebody set up your toy in the corner and stand there and say, hey, what do you think of my toy? You know what your answer usually is. And what you need is some simple things to take people to operate them. So we have a boxing ring. We set that up, and without giving away the whole trick here, a boxing ring mysteriously appears. And when you put a boxing ring in front of an audience, well, obviously, hey, what's it doing in my show? There's a little sense of humor there. But you combine it with an unpredictable kind of music and hit it with the right kind of lights, and you do it with your own finesse. It has a very jarring effect, and it's not the one that you might expect.
What should it be? What should a David Lee Roth concert be? I mean, if I pay my money and I go there to see it, how do you treat me? I mean, is it escapism for the audience? Is it?
It's a combination of things. I'm 3D just like you. We're going to go through there's a lot of good ways to have fun without smiling once. More about that after this.
All right, David starts tonight at the Tennis Centre in Melbourne, then to Adelaide on the 15th, Canberra the 17th, Sydney the 18th, Brisbane the 22nd, then back to Melbourne the 24th for a second show here, and then back to where you've been non-stop touring almost all year.
Oh, once you design a whole production like this and a cast of literally hundreds of people to put it up and take it down, then take it everywhere. And a lot of times I use it just, you know, when you play in little Helsinki, Finland, you sell out the whole place and it's still just enough to break even, keep everybody in town for 3-4 days and see the sights. Hey, I'll sing for my dinner.
All right, go on you. Would you please thank David Lee Roth for us? And he and the boys can be found in every city, I think, in Australia. Just check the newspapers to get the dates there. After break, the studio is going to be invaded by a horde of spiders. There next.